What is going on, guys? RCTYOGO here, back again with another, I guess you could say this was an update. So basically, I broke my arm again. Yeah, I can't believe it. Freaking arm, dude. Like, swear it can't be attached to my other freaking bone. It's my freaking left arm as well. It was like the last time, and I don't know if you guys have seen update videos, but yeah. Basically, I broke my arm once, and now I broke it a freaking again. Go figure. I just got it off, and well, I wanted to like go back in time and like let's talk about this freaking. Wait, hold on a second. I'm getting a sense that we need some more encouragement into this. Alright, so you know, I got this random pack right in here. Let's get onto it. Let's send it down to myself in FIFA 16. So basically, I just got my coins, and so I'm going to open this quick and easy pack. So let's see how this goes. Freaking store catalog. You want to update the store catalog a little freaking faster, EA?
6.5 hours later.
Freaking milkshake is good. So, before we get onto the story, can we please hit over 10 likes, and I will do another one of these tomorrow. And, so yeah, please remember to leave a like, and, while you're at it, please subscribe. Anyways, let's get onto the story. It was a nice, lovely day, you know, the morning. The sun was coming out, you know, not a cloud in the sky. My mom wakes me up for school, right? And basically, I get up extra earlier than my school start. So basically, you know, I tell my mom to wake me up earlier on every Thursday, and every Thursday because basically we do these football tournaments at our school, and I was a part of it, and our team was really good. We were undefeated. Everything was just going great. It was a lovely day, might I add, once again. Anyways, my mom wakes me up. We drive to school because we have a huge football stadium in the back of our school that we actually use for PE and stuff, and it's really cool. Basically, okay, when I talk about freaking football, I mean American football, just as a disclaimer. Anyways, we had this huge football football field, and then we play basically flag football there every morning. So, you know, it was just a regular day. We had already played 4 games, or like I said, our team was undefeated, and basically, you know, I walked out of the car, you know, I went to the field, and so yeah, I went out of the field, and I warmed up. You know, I was gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna kick some ass today. We are going to beat this team, you know, there's nothing that can bring us down, you know what I mean? So the game starts, and first play, alright? First freaking play. Well, I go out, I'm about to, you know, run this, like, this awesome route. I'm about to juke out my defender, and might I add, it rained. I am almost, like, 20% sure it rained, like, in like the very, very early morning, so the field was very wet, and I had very, I guess you could say, gripped shoes. So I started running, and the first few steps I just slipped, and I landed right on my arm. So I just start running, and I slip, and I fall so hard on my arm that it actually breaks into 2 like different bones. All right, and I look up, and I see like there was like an adult who was reffing the game, and basically I'm like, I broke my arm. I broke my arm. And he's like, what did you say? I'm like, I broke my freaking arm. Can you not hear me? Anyways, so the guy's like, okay, let me come over there. He takes my jacket off, and he sees, literally, if you can think of a skateboard ramp, that was my arm. That was my forearm. Basically, it was like if an elephant like had like lifted up its trunk. If it lifted its trunk, that's what my arm would look like. All right. So basically, he's like, "Oh my freaking god," and I'm like, I knew he was thinking, "Oh my freaking god. And I'm like, oh my freaking god. Like, everyone was like, oh my freaking god. So I got up, we walked to the opposite side of the field to get out of it, because there's like a huge gate around it, and everyone was just like walking past me, just like, holy crap, that is the worst break I think I have ever seen. I'm like, so basically I just walked over to the field, and I was so much in pain. It hurt so bad. And while I was going over there to get out of the field, I'm like, I can't do this. I'm gonna throw up. And then the guy's like, wait, what? I'm like, I just sit me down. I'm gonna throw up. And then he's like, he let go of me for a second, and then I just passed out. Like, I was stone cold out. Like, I wasn't dead, but I'm pretty sure if, you know, I had a major accident, I'm pretty sure he would have thought that I was freaking dead, dude. Like, okay, so I would like pass out, and I'm stone cold out, like, I'm barely breathing, all from freaking breaking my arm. And my arm was in two halves, by the way, just as I was like going through the other field. And he sits me, like, he grabs my head instantly, and he sits me, this is the only thing I can remember, is he grabs my head, and he sits me down, and then he makes me lay down on his shoes, which was probably the only thing, because, you know, I'm not going to lay down on the freaking cement, and there's no way he's going to get me back up, so he just laid me down on his shoes, and yeah, basically was like, that's how it was. And then, so basically I was passed out for about, I'm about to say like 5 minutes, and the ambulance are called, and well, basically the whole freaking school was watching me. So, you know, I was thinking in my head, oh god damn it, like I was like, you know, this freaking sucks. I freaking broke my arm. I was in the middle of a freaking basketball season as well. I freaking broke my arm. I was so pissed about that. But you know what I was even more pissed about? That the whole freaking school knew I just fell on my freaking arm, dude. Like, I was so mad about that. I don't know why. I don't know why it bothered me so much when I was like that. I'm like, oh crap, now I'm gonna have to now I'm gonna freaking be like, you know, embarrassed in front of the whole school. And so that's all I could think for like 10 minutes until finally the ambulance showed up, and they like took me, and they're like, okay, you know, we're gonna lift you up on this. And I basically went to the hospital, and there they injected me with stuff in the paramedics and stuff. So I was like, I had a lot of pain, or like a lot of pain went away. And so basically they took me to the emergency room, right? And they put me on a bed, and they're like, okay, you know, we're gonna have to look at your arm and stuff. And I was just like laying there for like 10-20 minutes, and they finally were like, okay, you know, we have the right nurses and stuff to do this procedure. And I'm like, wait, what procedure? And then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to put your arm back into place. I'm like, holy crap, they are gonna do this to my freaking arm? Like, I thought for sure I was gonna need a surgery, but I guess this was like the second option, or the first option that they should have gone to. And they told me that that I was okay because I was younger. I didn't need surgery. So basically they were like, okay, you know, we're ready for surgery now. And so they injected me with some like this craziest, probably gonna be the craziest drug I'm ever gonna be on. It's called ketamine. You guys can look it up. Enough dosage can kill you. So I mean I guess that's good with everything, but I mean, like, it's like literally like a few dosages of stuff. So basically they injected me with this stuff, and instantly I was like, oh my god, this is not real life. And I went into this trance. The weirdest thing, I can remember specifically being Ant-Man. Freaking Ant-Man. I became Ant-Man. And if you've ever seen that movie, he goes into subatomic mode, which basically means you go smaller than an atom and you basically become nothing, so to say. So I was just like, I was in my trance, I was doing that, and then I slowly but surely regained my vision back. And as I was doing that, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I swear to God, it was like I thought they had moved me to a different room, and they moved me back, and there was no way. I woke up and like I couldn't speak for what I would think is like 20-30 minutes, and they were just staring at me, and I could see some people, and it was just like all like a big circle, like it was like a swirl, and it was like my vision was a swirl, like everything was in a swirl, like I couldn't see anything normally. And I finally, like after like 20-30 minutes, what I thought was 20-30 minutes, I was like, I could speak now. I'm like, hello? And then they're like, yeah, we're here. I'm like, oh. And I remember saying the stupidest stuff, and they're like, oh, your surgery is done. I'm like, your procedure is done. I'm like, awesome. And they're like, you're gonna be good to go. And then I'm like, that's cool. I just kept using the same phrases over and over whenever they told me. And I remember explaining to the nurse, I'm like, so I saw a light, and then I couldn't pronounce words correctly. It ended up sounding like kite. And then she's like, oh yeah, just keep looking up and you'll see the kite. I'm like, no, I see the kite. Or like, I was like, I see the kite. And then she thought I said like kite or something, and that was the weirdest memories. And I finally woke up, and then they're like, I was still high for the longest time. And I'm like, so how long was that? And they're like, oh, it was like 5 minutes. I'm like, there's no way that was 5 minutes. And then I remember being so talkative. I remember talking to all the nurses and stuff for like 10-20 minutes while they took me over to the x-rays, and I was still drugged, and I just totally embarrassed myself. And whenever I go back to that doctor or that hospital, I always like try to avoid the nurses, because I always see those nurses that did the procedure on me, and I try to avoid them because they're like, oh, they're like, because I remember calling one of them cute while I was high. So I really don't want to embarrass myself. So yeah, that was my story, my crazy story about how I broke my arm. And hopefully, like I said at the beginning, leave a like, and please subscribe, dude. Like, it would mean the world to me if you subscribed. Anyways, thanks for watching, and peace.